When you go Bob, you go quality. Go Bob Pipe and Steel.
This is Cowco's Model 895 squeeze chute. We'll start at the front and work our way through. Manual head gate operates off of a friction latch. The friction latch is locking anywhere that you stop along this path. With the friction latch, it allows you a quiet latching mechanism as well as an indefinite amount of places to lock in place. With the friction latch, it should stay dry, should never be oiled, and the uglier it looks, usually the better it works in that. Moving on back with the Model 895, the 800 number denotes our squeeze chute. The 95 is simply telling which options we place on it. Today we're going to start at the front here with our neck injection doors, which gives you access for the neck shots as you're working your cattle. This has the parallel squeeze on it. There is no adjustment on this squeeze. You don't have to get down on your hands and knees and move pins or pick anything up and work it back through another slot or that. With this, it's simply one motion. You just bring it down wherever you need to go. Smaller animals, larger animals, it will squeeze evenly from both sides, coming right down to a very small calf. Again, the latch on this is the friction latch, which is allowing you to go at any point through there that you may need. You do have side exits. You actually have both exits as far as sides. You can trip and open the other side from the operator side simply with this rope, as well as once you are done there, you can close the back on it. You have drop-down branding windows all the way around. They lay down flat, so they're completely out of the way when you're operating, working the cattle. Just a slam back motion in it. Kick plates are removable. Simply flip these two flippers. The kick plate will fold down but also comes out, so it's completely out of the way. You don't have it to be sliding around, falling on, or getting in your way. The humping bar, as we store in the head gate, can be placed here at the back and simply start working its way forward. This allows you to crowd calves, crowd cows, and also gives you some protection when you want to go in behind and not be worried about getting kicked at that point. Palpation cage back here is the bump doors. Simply bump your shoulder into it and it will open inward for you. As we're in here, one other thing we want to point out is in all Cowco chutes, all of our flooring is the rubber boards. This is reprocessed rubber. It quiets the noise of the chute down tremendously as you're running animals through. It is a non-skid surface and it carries a 20-year warranty. So it's something you're not going to be patching or repairing, replacing in any short period of time. The tailgate that we place on this is a slider tailgate which slides sideways. It takes little effort to operate it. Even a small kid can operate the tailgate for you. One of the most unique features about the 895 squeeze chute is the rear headgate controls. This allows you to take one operator when he has to work by himself, work cattle through easily by himself, and when you have help, you're probably going to work with the rear controls as well, because it makes the cattle flow much easier, quieter, and calmer. What we're doing here is simply a release with this cable, which will open your head gate. The other rope I have my hand on here closes the head gate. If you simply open that head gate wide enough that the cattle can get their head through, not the shoulders, with you behind, most cattle are simply going to walk up there and shove their head through it to see if they can get out. At that point, you can make a nice calm move, have them caught, and again, you've taken much excitement out of the operation of the chute. As far as the model numbers, as I stated earlier, the 800 denotes our squeeze chute. When we add the palpation gauge, the slider tailgate, and the rear head gate controls on it, that makes the chute into what we call our model number 895, as you're looking at here today. If we remove the palpation cage, bring our slider tailgate up, bolt it on here, leave the rear head gate controls on, that becomes a model 830 chute. Those will be primarily the two squeeze chutes that we sell. We can adapt different options and that through them, but those are primarily the numbers that will be used most often. This is our optional breast bar. This can be mounted in any of our chutes, squeeze chutes, sorting and holding chutes. The purpose of the breast bar is to prevent cows from going down when you're breeding, palpating, or transplanting. It also then can become something in the way when you're working smaller animals in that. So to do this, what we have done is we've designed a breast bar that can go in and out literally in just a matter of a minute. John's going to remove it, showing you all you have to do is pop that out, lay it off to the side, go back and pull out the two brackets that fit in the slot on the bottom, and that quickly you can remove or insert the breast bar into your operation. Another option for the Model 800 squeeze chute is the restraining rails. This will allow you to restrain the animal and open your sides. It can be used for grooming, sail fitting, also can be used to getting the calf started nursing, milking a cow out, things of those nature that will restrain your animal. The restraining rail is easily inserted in when you need it. John's going to bring the other side rail in and show you the installation on it. All you're actually doing is hooking the restraining rail underneath, bringing it up through the top collar, and at that point inserting the clevis pin. That way you've quickly added the restraining rail when you need it and can take it back out just as quickly. One other point to the restraining rails, when they're in place, if you want to close your sides and squeeze your chute for some reason, you may leave the restraining rails in and still do that. Another feature of the 895 squeeze chute or any of our 800 series squeeze chutes is the fact that they are totally reversible. We can take the head gate handle, we can reverse it, mounting it on the other side, coming back and taking the controls for the squeeze, mounting it on the far side. We do have side exits on both sides, so it's simply a matter of reversing our rope to operate from the other side. The rear head gate controls also can be flipped so that you can operate from the other side as well. The slider tailgate, it also can be flipped around to be operated from the far side. The only thing in reversing them that's not totally reversible is we do switch out this friction latch, which is very simple, simply because of this spool here. That we can do real quick and real easily. In doing that, that will totally reverse the chute. We ship all of our chutes set up standard the way you see them here, but if you need to operate it from the other side, if it is a specific space that you're trying to work out of, we can reverse it, we can make that work. This is our 895 working system. This is set up with the 895 squeeze chute, which we've already discussed. And coming behind it, we go with one section of 8-foot alleyway. These are adjustable. You can see from the spools, we've got 4 adjustments on each side, so we can place it in several different widths as we go through. And the reason for this specific length on this alleyway is whether or not you're using any of the top 3 aluminum pans, which are often used for scales in these chutes. They will fit in here without the animals being able to step off either end, keeping your weights accurate as you're moving them through. As you come back to the back here, we have another slider tailgate. This slider easily operates in and out from the side. You notice in our spool hookups, we can adjust these for whatever we're mounting to. What that means is at this point, we come back with a single spool to hook onto our crowding tub. If you have a need for more than one alleyway, we would simply put our double spools on the back, set another adjustable alleyway in, and then come back at the back of that with something like this with a single spool so that we can mount to our crowding tub. Our crowding tub is an 8-foot radius tub on it. You can see it's sheeted. You can hear on this video the noise. With these, we've done a bunch of work to deaden the sound. So when you're working cattle through, you don't have all that ringing and tinny sound as you're going through. The crowd gate will open out well past 90 degrees. So when you're loading animals, you've got a big area for them to enter into. Once you have them in, and to get your crowding gate to this point right here, you have them locked. You are totally in control at that point. It's just a matter of working them on through. You can see the vertical bars in here. At that point, anytime behind them, they will stop. As you can see, the rubber, which is here to deaden sound, also serves as a locking mechanism. However, though, we don't recommend that you count on it. Count on them stopping at these vertical bars. This will work its way around. You can push it completely around, working your animals right on through. This crowding tub also is reversible. If you're in a situation where you need to set it up and work from the other direction, all you have to do is take the tub as you see it, unpin this panel here at this point, flip it around and pin it back into the other spools you see here coming out at this direction. Take the curb panel on the far side, bring it over, pin it on at this point, bringing it out, and then you're back to your alleyway, your slider gate, or whatever you need at that point. You do need to remove this latch, flip it to the other side, and bolt it back on. The only disadvantage in reversing the tub is that the sheet metal will be on the opposite side. You will get a little manure hanging here, usually not a big problem. But that allows you to use one tub in either direction. With our slider tailgates here, you can see they easily roll in and out. And one very important thing with them, the black pieces you see at the top are rollers. It's actually the rumber, same thing we use in the flooring. We have never had one to be replaced yet, but if they ever need to be replaced, it would be easy to replace them. But the nice feature there is they're open. They're not in a track, in something where mud daubers can build nests and cause problems. These are exposed, nothing to bind them up, easily to move. You can also see with these slider tailgates the height. No matter how large the cattle, they move right on through without banging on the top, scraping themselves up, or moving through. Which you cannot see from that angle, but you are fully supported top to bottom. As the slider moves in and out, it's in the track, both at the top and at the bottom. So if it's half open, an animal backs up hard and fast, it's not held out to dry, so to speak, where it's going to get bent or like that, because it is fully supported, again, top to bottom. On the head gate here, we have these flanges with slots on the side. What these are on there for, it allows you to take a chain, bring the chain underneath, up over the top and hook in. You can throw that over the top of the neck, doing the same thing over here. That will prevent the animal from running its head up if you've got animals fighting and throwing their head. serves as a neck restraint just to hold them down. The lower one then also gives you the same option again to hook a chain in, which a lot of guys will take nose rings, hook in the nose, pull over one direction or the other. That just gives you additional restraint for ear tagging or any process you might be doing. If you need total restraint of that head so that there's no movement at all, we do have a head tape option pinning onto this that will fasten the nose down on the table, throw a chain behind the ears, and then it ratchets them down, locking them in tight so that they cannot move their head in any way.